DIECAST NORBZ is a channel devoted to the teen to adult toy collector, pop culture fans, and fellow nerd enthusiasts. This is a PG-13 channel. I might say some what? Viewer and parental discretion is advised. To you all kings and queens, young and old, hooligans and scallywags, our AI and alien overlords. Welcome to a new edition of DIECAST NORBZ Galactic Hooligan, and today I really wanted to make it ladies' night. Today I actually have, I'm not going to review them together, but I have two ladies that I actually want to review, and one of them is actually going to be from TFCon. The other is something that I actually got before TFCon, but I've been dying to take a look into her. And so it's ladies' night. Women get in free, men $25,000 and a pint of blood at the door. Anyway, so let's take a look at Shadowstriker. I am actually dying to check her out. Let's go. Here she comes. It's Shadowstriker. And look at her. It's Shadowstriker from Transformers Legacy Evolution. And Shadowstriker is really awesome to me. She is actually looking like a combination of like different American muscle cars. I am actually really loving everything that she's actually doing. I like this wedge design that we're actually getting kind of and everything, you know, but like look at how beefy she actually is here and everything. She looks like she is ready to take it for the family, you know? Like look at her. I'm actually loving these red rims right over here. They're not pinned in, and I really wish that Hasbro would actually really start thinking about like using pins more, probably make them roll a lot better. She rolls pretty nicely though, you know? I'm actually really loving all this influence over here, and I really hope that we actually get Speedbreaker as a name again, because I didn't see a reason for Hasbro to actually change the name when he actually came over here and everything to America, you know? I'm actually getting a lot of I think Fiero in the front over here and everything, somewhat in the middle Mustang, and then in the back it's Solstice, you know what I mean? So like I'm actually getting like a lot of different vibes and everything coming through this and everything like that. I really like this car design a lot, you know? She is kind of like semi-parts for me and everything like that, but what she actually does, she does eloquently and everything. I'm actually going to get you into robot mode in just a little while, but one thing that I'm actually loving about this, and you're going to see this in transformation, is that she can actually hold her weapon right on the inside. So we'll get into that in a second, but she actually does have a hole right over here where you could actually peg a weapon and everything. So I'm actually using Strong Arm's weapon over here just to show that part of the playability to you and everything, you know? But aside from that, she is awesome. I really hope that we're actually going to get like a roulette or something like that, because like you can't have a Shadowstriker without a roulette, you know? I think that they would actually both be just great additions to the Decepticon team. In this Fast and Furious race, I'm actually going to give you quite a bit of the ladies today. So today it's actually going to be Shadowstriker and Leader of the Streets Override, Powerhouse Strong Arm, because she's coming out soon, Wayne Blade, and a little old school because she's going to be tying up my next review, Crasher, or Fractal. Let us take you into robot mode, and so you can actually see how incredible she actually is in that form. Headshot! So, taking you from auto mode, from super sleek auto mode, into her robot mode is actually pretty simple, and we're actually going to get into it right now. Let's start off by admiring how cool this actually is. I'm really enjoying this design a lot. We're going to come over here and we are going to lift off the top canopy right over here. It's on a double hinge, and it is actually a separate piece that is apart from the robot itself. So let's take off the back. That's actually part of the parts forming. Boo, parts forming, but it actually works well for this. So let's just open these up right over here. We'll open up the doors, suicide style, and we'll do that on the other side right over here. Let's move these arms out of the way. We'll come down here, and then we'll actually disconnect the feet right down here. They are on a couple of pegs. Oh, and I actually forgot to show you the gun, the blaster, was actually right on the inside here and everything. It's black, and I know you can't really see it as well or anything like that, but I was able to store the blaster right over here while she was actually in robot mode. So that's actually a compartment for blaster storage right over here and everything. So that's really great. There goes her head. And then we're actually going to separate the leg. Right from in here, there is a pegging system that actually goes right into the side right over here. You'll probably be able to see it a little bit better over here. We'll come over here and we'll disconnect it right from her chest right here, and then it'll actually kind of like be right in here and into here. And once you actually have it over here, you'll just kind of like thump it in there and everything. It's actually something that you'll actually be able to feel in here. We'll come right down here and we'll disconnect her chest plate and we'll bring this down. We will bring her feet down just like so, and then there goes her feet done. And then we will come over here, and there is a piece that goes right into her cavity. So there we are. We'll bring that in, and then we'll bring down these two headlights all the way down and over through her back. And then we'll bring these over here and over here, and then on the stem, bring this all the way back. Then bring her arms back like this, right over here, and then bring this all the way in. There we go. Let's do it again just to make sure. Yep, there we go. And then there goes her shield, and then we'll just bring that down right on the side of her arm. And this piece all together, you can actually put right over here and store it right on her other arm. And for some reason, most of my bots are actually righties. There we go. There goes Shadowstriker in robot mode, and she is really, really awesome. So there we are, and she is, Shadowstriker to me is looking pretty amazing. I really like everything about her. One thing I don't like about her, I'm gonna get this as the elephant out of the room, is that her shoulders, I think, are actually way too far back and everything. Like right there is where you'll actually be able to see that discrepancy and everything. It doesn't really look bad in hand or anything. Like, I think the neck and the shoulders should actually kind of like fall and conform in like a couple of places over here, and I'll actually give you a quick example of that when we actually see Goddess Override here and everything like that. We actually see that her shoulders and everything kind of like really align in a great way and everything, where she actually just looks just perfect and everything, where we actually have like this little discrepancy over here. It doesn't ruin her playability at all or anything like that. There are quite a few bots where we'll actually see like arms being over here and all this other jazz and everything, and like a lot of the old school bots and everything that we used to have. But like when it came down to Legacy, I like the fact that we actually had like a lot more conformity when it actually came down to having the neck and shoulder alignment done and everything, you know? Even over here when we actually have Twin Cast right over here, Slam Dance over here and everything, same thing over here. And then we will actually check out, let's see, Strong Arm over here. We kind of like have the same thing with the alignment of the neck and the shoulder and everything like that. It's kind of like a shame that we didn't actually have that same thing going over here for Shadowstriker here and everything, but I still like her. I still like her a lot. We actually have, as points of articulation, her neck is perfectly done on a stem over here and everything. So I like the fact that they actually gave her like a little bit of a neckline instead of like having her neck going completely down into the robot mode and everything like that. So I think that's actually great for a female character. And she can actually look up. She actually has a ball right over here under her neck and everything. She can actually look down. She can actually look all over and everything. She has 360 degrees uninhibited altogether. She has a shoulder that is inhibited because of the way that the shoulder actually connects right over here and everything. This is the piece that actually connects onto her shoulder and everything. So like the way this actually works is that this doesn't allow her the freedom to go 360 all around, but it actually doesn't stop a lot of her movement either or anything like that. It's actually kind of nice, but at the same time, if you're actually looking for total freedom when it comes to movement in a figure, that's she's not really the way to go, but at the same time, she's still fun. It doesn't ruin her playability to me altogether. She has a rotational joint right over here in the upper bicep. She has a curl right over here on her arms. She has a wrist rotation right over here, so that's not bad. You can actually go in and out on this shield, and you can even remove the shield if you actually really wanted to and everything. So if it's something that you actually really wanted to do, that's actually a great thing. She actually has also this piece right over here that can actually be attached over to her blaster over here and everything for added blaster effects, for added blaster action and everything. So a shield right on her blaster is actually a very cool thing and everything. I kind of like it. You know, she has a rotational joint right over here, right on her waist. You can kick all the way up. You can kick all the way back. And the fact that her door capes actually kind of like fly out this way and everything like that, kind of like gives her that added bit of articulation and flair. So that's actually really nice. She has a rotational joint right over here, right on her thighs. She has a leg bend right over here that actually she has a knee bend that actually leads her to like 90 degrees perfectly. She has an upper, she can actually like pull her toes up. They don't go back or anything like that, so there isn't like a complete dorsiflexion or anything, but she actually does have the ankle pivot, so that's actually really nice. And she's a good bot all around. I really like her. I really like the way she looks too. That face is actually really, really cool. As far as a female butt face and everything, it works. And I don't know if they're actually going to be using, hopefully they don't use the same face for when it actually comes down to Sideburn or Speedbreaker. But that's a really, really cool face. I'm really digging that a whole lot and everything, you know? Her chest is actually very, very cool also and everything. I'm actually really liking this engine block that we're actually getting for her chest here and everything like that. It's actually a very cool design choice and everything. And her pelvic area is actually where the front of the car actually comes in. So I really like exactly how nice and clean that whole thing actually is. I'm loving the colors that they actually use. You know we're actually going to be seeing this for when it actually comes down to Speedbreaker and everything and all that. So like really all together, it's a very nice choice. I really do want to see them make a roulette out of this more than a Speedbreaker and everything, you know? And also, I'm super curious as to see exactly how Speedbreaker and how Sideburn is actually going to come out when it actually comes down to different choices and everything, you know, or when they're actually going to be making newer robots from this mold and everything. So we already saw that she actually has blaster components over here and everything like that. You can actually use this as like a front blaster right over here. I guess this will actually add on to the power of her blaster and everything, you know? We actually have her blaster over here. That's really, really cool. But one thing I think is actually very cool about this is that you can actually hold it by, you can actually hold this blaster by the stem over here, and it actually becomes something totally different. For once she's actually holding it like this, it can actually be kind of like a blade and everything like that. So I'm pretty sure that like a dagger is actually kind of like the way they actually want to go here. Or you can actually use this as some kind of like crazy laser blade weapon and everything like that, and that's actually super cool to me and everything. If you say wanted to get into a duel with other figures and everything, that's actually a very cool thing that you can actually do if you actually want to do it, and I really like that altogether. So I'd actually like to think that Shadowstriker is actually kind of like a weapons master or something, you know, and the one weapon that she actually has is this one blaster or like blade that can actually do just about anything. It is a magical weapon actually, you know, and I really like that a lot. Kind of wish she actually came with her own blast effects altogether to show off that weapon a lot more. So I'm actually really liking that. Also, you can actually add this as an arm shield and everything as well, so that's actually really cool. I really like this character a lot. It's actually, I really dig it. And because you may want to see some standing comparisons, here we go. We have Shadowstriker with Strong Arm, Mistress of the Cybertronian Martial Arts Windblade, and Goddess Racer Override here, and I really love the way they look here and everything. Like these two in comparison to each other, I really want to think that this character belongs on Velocitron as well and everything. So I'm just digging that so much. It's actually very cool. Final thoughts are coming up in just a moment. So, seeing how this new mold is actually working out, I am really digging Shadowstriker a lot. She actually comes with a lot of great attributes and playability and everything like that, and I'm actually really surprised at how well she actually works out. With her transformation, she's extremely streamlined, where it's kind of like you lay her down, but like there are like a couple of tricks and everything like that that make her look outstanding in auto mode. And in robot mode, I really cannot help but to like be charmed by exactly how nicely she actually transforms and fits into the line, and how different she actually is to like a couple of the bots that we actually have now. She's very cool. I really like her a lot. Now, my recommendation, if you're actually looking for something interesting, she's pretty much it. You know, if you actually see her in the toy aisles and everything, I highly suggest you get her. She's actually super enjoyable. Is she for everyone? I don't know. I just know what actually works for me, and I think that this character is just awesome. If you find her, get her. If you need to track her down, because she's actually pretty amazing. And that is it for me on this review. I hope that you actually enjoyed this review, and I hope that you have that you actually found Shadowstriker to be actually as cool as I did. I really hope that you actually like this review on Shadowstriker, because she's not only just a cool female bot, but she's a cool bot altogether and everything, and I really love what she actually does and how stylistically she actually does it and everything. She's super enjoyable in hand and everything. Even with like a slight parts forming, she's really incredible. There's one thing that I actually forgot to show you. As far as this is actually concerned, she actually does have weapon storage on the back, which also leads into a really nifty jetpack that you can actually use for her as well and everything. So I think that's actually kind of cool too and everything. So she doesn't stop impressing me altogether and everything. I really think that she's great. So if you actually decide to get her. She's super cool and everything like that. I can't recommend her enough. But that's it for me today and everything. I really hope that you enjoyed my review into Shadowstriker and everything. I really hope that she actually brings you as much joy and enjoyment as she is actually giving to me right now and everything. And I hope that all of you actually have an amazing day. As always, a mental health check for each and every one of you out there. Make sure that you guys are all treating yourselves as amazingly as you actually should. You're always number one. Make sure that you treat yourselves and each other as number one people in your lives and everything. Make no differences separate you all together and everything like that. Make sure that you actually come together as one. As one, we stand. Divided, we fall, as always. And always remember to take that positivity and bring it all the way around throughout the multiverse and back over to HQ, because I could always use some. And as always, when these stop being magical, that's when I'll stop collecting. I hope to look forward to each and every one of you coming back soon.